Welcome to the Ogden City Council's quick meeting recap for the work session and City Council meeting that took place on Tuesday, July 6th, 2021. In the work session, the Council reviewed a proposed interlocal cooperation agreement for the Community Renewable Energy Program. To participate in development of the rate study structure with Rocky Mountain Power, the Council must pass a resolution by July 31st, 2021, authorizing the interlocal cooperation agreement. The Council must also appropriate funds in the amount of $35,738 for the payment of the Phase 1 costs. The Council may choose to continue monitoring the program without official participation or cost until January 31st, 2022, when a final decision must be made. Consideration of the interlocal agreement to participate in the development of the rate structure study with Rocky Mountain Power will take place in the meeting on July 13th. The Council received an update from the administration regarding the Public Services Department. The update included many construction projects across the city. Most of the projects are on schedule and under budget. A significant amount of the BRT construction on Washington Boulevard will be completed by the Pioneers Day Parade, and there should be no interruption in the parade route. The city hopes residents continue to be patient, as the wait for the projects across the city will be worth the wait. A list of projects and their status is available by clicking the Construction Updates button found on ogdencity.com. As this agenda item was informational, no action will be taken. The Council, acting as the RDA Board, reviewed and discussed a proposal from administration for the designation of the Flagship survey area. The proposal is to adopt a resolution designating the Flagship survey area to begin the process of establishing a new community reinvestment area. The area proposed consists of one parcel within BDO, Lot 58 of Plat 18. The proposed resolution authorizes and directs the administration to complete a proposed project area plan. Because the property is already owned by the city, the request does not include authorization to conduct a development impediment study. This will be considered by the redevelopment agency on July 13th. The Council discussed and reviewed a potential ordinance regarding honorary street name designations. The Council initiative, submitted by Councilmember Angela Chaburka, came in response to the discussions from a petition to assign an honorary street name to a portion of 2nd Street. The initiative was submitted with the direction that an ordinance be drafted that would review how and who is able to make requests for honorary street names, and to work with the Diversity Commission to review and revise the ordinance to create equity and inclusion in the core of the process. The Council was presented with different options to move forward with variations of an ordinance amendment or even leaving the ordinance unchanged. This will be discussed again in an upcoming work session with expected direction to come from the Council. The Council reviewed proposed changes to the Council's rules and norms. The proposed changes modify the section on electronic meetings to align with changes in state law, clarify the process for reconsideration of agenda items, and add an advice and consent process for advice and consent of mayoral appointees. This will be considered by the Council under common consent on July 13th. In the Council meeting, the Council received a presentation from the Ogden-Weber Technical College regarding their 50th anniversary. Representatives from the college provided information about recent successes and innovations and announced a $1,000 scholarship opportunity for a worthy individual in the community. The Council presented the Ogden-Weber Technical College with a recognition for 50 years of service to the community. After a public hearing, the Council adopted the Fiscal Year 2022 Annual Action Plan. Fiscal Year 2022 is the second year of the 5-year consolidated plan period. The amounts in the Annual Action Plan budget as approved by the Council are incorporated into the major grant section of the city budget. The 5-year con plan identifies the city's priority objectives for the use of federal grant funding for that period. In each of the 5 annual action plans for the con plan period, the programs the city has adopted are analyzed based on the priority objective on which the program is based. Anticipated goals and achievements as well as funding levels are assigned to each priority objective and associated program. The annual action plan budget consists of an estimate of entitlement funding, program income funds, and carryover funds, as well as the administration's proposal on how those funds will be expended throughout the next fiscal year. The draft budget is located on page 56 of the document. The Council opened a public hearing for the fiscal year 2022 arts grants. The FY22 budget includes $100,000 plus a leftover amount of $7,000 from fiscal year 2021 for a total of $107,000. There were 32 total applications this year, and the administration is recommending that each organization receive some level of funding except for 3, which were deemed ineligible. Some of the recommended projects and organizations include the Shaw Gallery at Weber State University, Onstage Ogden, Dia de los Muertos at the Monarch, the Ogden Nature Center, and many others. A complete list of programs and organizations with the recommended grant amounts can be found in the packet information on our website. The public hearing will close and final consideration will take place on July 13th. After receiving public input, the Council adopted a proposal from the Planning Department regarding residential reuse in non-residential zones. In Ogden, there are many homes that have been converted for commercial use. In some cases, these homes were originally in residential zones, but the zoning designation changed and the residential uses are no longer allowed. This issue has left some former homes in disrepair because of changes in market trends. The approved amendment would allow such structures to return to residential use despite being in non-residential zones. The Planning Commission unanimously unanimously recommended approval to the council. After receiving public input, the council approved a proposed zone text amendment regarding warehousing in the manufacturing, research, and development zone. The petition was filed by Boyer Company to amend the warehousing size limit and food manufacturing restrictions in the MRD zone. Due to shifts in industry requirements, the petitioner felt it was necessary to increase the maximum warehouse size above the previous limit, which was 50,000 square feet. Warehousing is not as heavy a use as other uses that are allowed in the MRD zone, so the Planning Commission found the increased limit to be acceptable under the guidelines of the general plan. The Planning Commission also recommended setting a 50-foot height limit for buildings along 1200 West, which is the separating line between homes and the BDO. Additionally, the petitioner felt that food manufacturing would be an acceptable use in the MRD zone, and the Planning Commission concurred with the condition that noise, smell, and fumes need to be self-contained. After receiving public input, the council adopted a code amendment regarding parking citation fees. Administration is proposing to increase fees to cover projected costs of running the parking citation program. When compared to similar governing entities, Ogden's parking fees were low, but this will increase minimum fees to help sustain the citation program. This amendment also simplifies the fee schedule, clarifies where parking enforcement may occur in the city, and streamlines the process for citation appeals. After receiving public input, the council adopted a fee schedule change for subdivision recording fees. The recorder's office proposed a change in fee structure so the applicant can pay the county's recording fees at the city recorder's office. The recorder's office will now pass the applicant's payment through to the county offices. This will save the applicant from having to meet the recorder at both the city building and the county building. Recording fees are standardized and established by the county offices. The city recorder will not have difficulty charging the correct amount to pass through to the county. The entire recording from the meetings of July 6th can be accessed on the Ogden City Council's Facebook page and podcast with timestamps to skip to specific agenda items. If you have any questions or comments, please reach out to the council office at 801-629-8153 or send an email to citycouncil@ogdencity.com.